All right, welcome back for another deep dive. We really like digging into these opening lines.
I know you do.
And today, we are going back to Aldous Huxley,
Ooh, okay.
back to Eyeless in Gaza. And we've done a lot of great first lines and some not so great first lines.
Right.
And I'm really curious to see where this one falls.
Okay.
All right, so this is the first line. 3/4 of an hour later, as Helen was still lying awake with her ear pressed to the pillow, she heard the faint, timid patter of feet along the hall.
Whoa.
What do you think?
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. Does it grab you? Is it a grabber?
You know, it's not like some of the other ones we've talked about where it's just like, bam, this happened. And you're like, what?
Right.
This is it's like quiet.
And it's intimate. It's intimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3/4 of an hour later, what happened 3/4 of an hour earlier?
Right.
And why is Helen still awake?
Mm-hmm.
And why is her ear pressed to the pillow? Like, what is she listening for? What is she feeling?
Yeah. And I think that's what's kind of interesting about it is that it really draws you into her world.
Yeah.
Because you're right there in that moment with her.
You're eavesdropping.
Yes.
Yeah, you're totally eavesdropping.
And this is very Huxley. This is really, this is what he does.
Yeah.
He's much more interested in like the psychology of the characters than he is in like the external plot.
Exactly. And so I think this opening is actually a really good kind of microcosm of that whole approach.
Definitely.
Okay. So now I have to ask about those faint, timid footsteps.
Okay.
Because are they actually menacing? Or are we reading that because we're already kind of primed for some kind of tension?
Totally.
Yeah. Like, what do you think? Is this foreshadowing already?
Mm-hmm. At this point, it might be.
Or is it just our
Or is it just us?
imagination?
I think it's both, though, right?
Okay.
Because he's a really smart writer, and he's really good at using these tiny little details to kind of build that suspense. So, like, those footsteps could be anything.
Right.
But they still make Helen react. They make her worry. They make us worry.
Right.
And that's what makes you want to keep reading to find out what's going to happen.
Yeah, like you're setting a trap.
Right.
With this quiet little thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but there's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe it's not the most, like, in your face, like, whoa.
Right. It's not like bam in your face.
It's not a bam. But I do think that it does a really good job of setting the tone and the style.
Yeah.
And all of the things that Huxley's going to do.
I agree. In
this book.
It really sets you up for, like, the psychological turmoil.
Yes.
And, like, the past and the way that things are connected.
Yeah.
And all of that is in that one sentence.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, listener. What do you think? What does this do for you? Does it hook you? Does it make you want to keep reading? Does it set the tone for the rest of the book?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know, because we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Definitely.